Turn to A.B. Stoddard now, associate editor at RealClearPolitics.com. A lot of talk, no movement.
Right. I mean, I think that this is a result of the Trump administration just using very confrontational and firm messaging with Russia. A huge surprise, of course, Shepard, because it's such a reversal from Trump and his campaign rhetoric a year ago. And basically, they've really put the Russians on the spot. They're saying, we can't really work with you until you abandon Assad. And I don't think the Russians are showing any interest in doing that, even though they have said once at the time of the airstrikes about 10 days ago that their support for him wasn't unequivocal. I still think that they're not showing in their messaging to the United States Putin's comments about the relations with Trump, everything that they're saying, their descriptions of the chemical attack and on and on. I don't think they're giving any indication that they're interested in abandoning their client state in Syria.
No, but to suggest that anything about this fight has changed would be completely wrong. The wholesale murder of the people by Assad continues on a daily, hourly basis. It's not as if anything has changed on the ground. What happens the next time there's some pictures of some dead babies? And by the way, babies die every day. What happens then? Do we have any idea?
Right. That's the problem, is that the attack that prompted President Obama in 2013 to draw his red line, which he later retreated from, was actually bigger in numbers. It was worse than the one that prompted President Trump to launch airstrikes. It is not at all clear what President Trump plans to do if there is another chemical attack. And I think as the Russians watch us now and they see that it's not clear, that he has a long-term strategy in place and he's not entirely certain he'll do this at the next chemical attack, they don't feel pressured into taking a position and making any significant movements either way. They continue to say that U.S.-backed insurgents in Syria are responsible for the chemical attack and, of course, are backing Assad. So, again, the airfield that we struck was back in business the next day, and the civil war continues. So it's hard to see that the Russians feel pressured into a corner into changing their tactics with regard to supporting the regime.
You mentioned the cruise missile strike, the 59 cruise missiles that they said they wanted to send a message. It certainly didn't change a single thing about this conflict over there, except that the Russians are now making all kinds of threats about the use of cruise missiles.
Right. And actually, as we approach, we have a ship approaching in North Korea. Both the Chinese and the Russians have sent their own, are deploying their own vessels for intelligence gathering, a signal to us that they're not at all intimidated. The Russians, of course, if you look at Putin's rhetoric, that relations have gotten worse under President Trump. And people are on state TV in Russia saying that Trump is more unpredictable and unstable than Un is in North Korea. I think the signals that they're sending is that they're not at all concerned about our response to a chemical attack. I don't think they think that we'll do it again, that we have a plan in place. And so I think they, from their rhetoric, they sound emboldened. And obviously Assad has not stopped what he's doing. Perhaps he won't use chemicals again for a while, but I don't think we can say with certainty that we've finished off either his collection of chemical weapons, which the Russians said in 2013 they would get rid of and obviously didn't, or his willingness to use them.
A.B. Stoddard from Real Clear Politics. Thank you.